Hi everyone, I'm Meteorologist Rusty McCranie, and welcome to Weather Express, your weather in 5 minutes. Start the clock. We'll begin today in the Northeast, where the lake effect and wind machines are cranked up region-wide. Temperatures right now are in the 20s and 30s, but that's not the big story. It's the wind. We have wind gusts of 40, 50, and even 60 miles an hour towards the UP of Michigan. Places like Detroit and Cleveland and Buffalo could all get wind gusts today over 50 miles an hour. This is going to come with more snow developing and some near zero visibilities. We've also had something very interesting happen today. You can see this little red square. This is an earthquake that happened this morning at the York Harbor, Maine area, which was actually felt through portions of the region. So if you did feel that earthquake, let us know in the comments section below. Down to the southeast, where some cold rain is moving into portions of Georgia and the Carolinas, out of southeast Alabama, but temperatures right now are only in the 40s and 50s. And again, it's not going to be any winter weather here, but this is chilly and cloudy conditions for places like Charlotte, North Carolina, back down towards Macon, Georgia. Southern plains are looking pretty good for today. This is the satellite imagery I'll throw on for you as well. Just a few clouds down in Texas. Temperatures, though, that are quite comfortable for this time of the year. I mean, look, you've got St. Louis up to the lower 40s for today. Even in the western sides of the Great Lakes, it's getting colder, but the wind is still the bigger story there. Now, the Intermountain West is all over the place, as you would expect, with temperatures very cold in some of the higher elevations, chilly in the Pacific Northwest, actually moderating temperatures and lighter winds in the southwest, including portions of California. But there is a winter storm that is on the way for this area that we'll talk about here in a minute. These are the current advisories that are into play right now. We'll start again back into the Northeast. It's a mix of winter storm warnings, wind advisories, and even high wind warnings. The high wind warning for the Buffalo area, as you see on your screen, are for wind gusts that could get to 65 miles an hour. This is why, as the lake effect snow machine cranks in, the visibility could be near zero in many areas. Please be very cautious traveling in this lake effect snow belt. And that includes the UP of Michigan. You can see the wind advisories that are in effect for all of Michigan right now through portions of the northern sides of Ohio, and then special weather statements again for wind and snow in other portions of the Midwest. You have what's called an air stagnation advisory in effect. That's a inversion for portions of the Pacific Northwest and the Cascades. Means the air quality is going to be no good. And then it's getting colder in California. You have freeze watches and then freeze warnings in the central and the northern parts of the state. And then you actually have some winter storm warnings for the Sierra Nevadas, as this winter storm will begin to move back in. And some of these winter storm and winter weather advisories do include portions of Arizona as well. When we take a look at the storm reports, you can see that most of those are going to be for the lake effect snow that I've already mentioned. When we look at the Storm Prediction Center kind of areas of potential thunderstorm development, again, that's going to be confined through portions of mainly California, maybe the southern sides of Nevada and into Arizona. And it's the same situation for tomorrow. So at this point in time, we're not expecting any widespread significant severe storms or anything like that. But again, in the Pacific Northwest, we are going to be having to deal with this lake effect snow machine. So we'll talk about that and then developing storm in the west as well. First of all, again, this is going to be fast moving lake effect snow showers for the UP of Michigan, Ohio, the western sides and upstate New York, any of those areas that are typically impacted by this lake effect coming in. Now, again, the bigger story is going to continue to be the winds that could gust over 50 miles an hour and the opportunity again for some near zero visibilities. We're going to have a storm developing here in the southern plains as we get into mid and late next week, or late this week. That's going to be the opportunity for some showers and storms for places like Oklahoma City, Dallas, Shreveport, Louisiana, even on up towards Springfield and St. Louis, Missouri. And this will push north into the east and bring the opportunity for some snow later in the week for the Northeast as it runs into colder air. But I think the biggest story could end up being this developing winter storm in the Pacific as it slams along the West Coast late in the week. Obviously, you're talking about some heavier rain for coastal areas, but the opportunity for some very significant winter weather in portions of the Cascades, the Sierra Nevadas, and the Intermountain West in general with this storm. That is something I'm going to keep a very close eye on as we go through the remainder of the week. Temperatures for tomorrow morning, they look like this. Real quickly again, just to highlight that it's going to be bitterly cold through portions of the Intermountain West as temperatures here will drop below freezing. You've got the strong winds and temperatures through portions of the Great Lakes and into the Northeast that are going to stay into the single digits and 20s and even The Tennessee Valley and portions of the southeast will have a colder start, and that chill in the air will also be felt along portions of the west coast. Friends, as you can see, I'm out of time. I appreciate you. If you like the content, thank you for liking the video and subscribing to Weather Express. And I'll see you tomorrow right here for the latest 5-minute forecast